Hey everyone, welcome to the Smack Draw Podcast, your wrestling recap show for all your WWE, AEW events, right here on youtube.com/SmackDraw Podcast, and of course, wherever podcasts can be listened to in the audio realm of things. And of course, we're also the exclusive recap show for WrestlingNewsWorld.com, where you can find all your latest up-to-date wrestling news, interviews, hot takes. I'm your host, Kyle, joined today by Kevin, and then our brother from another mother show, Smackin It Raw podcast, Matt Ritter joins us tonight. What's up, Matt?
Still waiting on that cease and desist, by the way.
I just don't have the heart in me, man. I can't do it to you guys.
From the comments Friday to the show on Saturday, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Fuck yeah, dude. We're happy to have you, man. And what a show to join us for, man. Goodness gracious. Holy moly. This is the Double or Nothing post show, folks. And what an event it was. My God.
Yes.
Dude, this show had everything, man. This had, this literally had everything. Before we get into it, let us plug all the stuff. Let's just get it out of the way. I'll breeze through it tonight. We'll get into the pay-per-view. Once again, go check out WrestlingNewsWorld.com. Awesome website, like I said. If you want to get you a custom championship belt, go check out Belts by Dan. They make premium quality work. And lastly, don't forget on May 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, you have a chance to chat with Hall of Famer Mick Foley and the Undisputed Era. Go ahead, ask him questions, listen to stories. It's going to be awesome. It's only $20 to get in on that, and all the proceeds will benefit Give Kids the World Foundation. It's for a good cause, man. Go ahead and do it. For more details, once again, go to WrestlingNewsWorld.com and check it out. All right. Oh, man. Tonight's show, in a nutshell. Fucking dope, if you ask me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes. Delivered completely, I thought. Really. I mean, a couple of lulls here and there, but overall, I was digging the whole goddamn show, honestly.
I've got one major complaint, but other than that, I was good with everything else.
Yeah. I mean, to have a long show, you got to have some down points. You got to have some palate cleansers. You know what I mean? But not just lulls. Some stuff damn near laughable. Looking at you, TNT title.
That was awful. They should go to Belts by Dan. AEW.
They should go to Belts by Dan. That's right.
My girlfriend saw that shit. She goes, "It looks like a crushed Coke can."
It looks like the Raw Tag Team titles.
Yeah.
I don't know. I put that somewhere as appealing between the 24/7 championship and the Spinner United States Championship belt. That's about the level appeal.
I'd take both of those over this.
Yeah.
Honestly. It
I
looks
think
like
so
they wrote
too.
Unfinished.
Sharpie.
They said it's unfinished,
awful.
and you can definitely tell.
Yeah, it's really bad.
And see, my thing is, I wasn't on Twitter, but like, I didn't really see a whole lot of backlash about this on Twitter. But if WWE had come out with a half-finished title and said,
"Oh
in a
Jesus,"
couple weeks, people would have ripped them a new asshole. It would have been all we talked about.
Oh, I saw the WWE stands. Like the moment that belt popped up on my feed, it got torn a new one. I didn't see a single complimentary thing. Like the nicest thing I saw was like people like, well, they said it's not finished. You know, like
that's about the nicest thing you can say about it.
Yeah. Poor
It's
Cody, man. His first belt in his own company, and it's hot garbage.
Well, I even felt kind of bad for Mike Tyson, like walking out there and like having to sell this garbage-looking belt like he was with that shit-eating grin on his face. It was like, dude, I just like I felt bad for him because it was like, how could you be that excited about that goddamn thing?
Oh man, yeah, yeah, it fell on his face. But we're gonna do tonight's show a little bit different. Of course, you know that we like to do the play-by-play style, giving the rundown of how the matches went. Can't do that with this show. We'll be here all night, especially once we get to that Stadium Stampede match.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God knows. That was way too many spots. So we're going to kind of maybe give one or two highlights out of the matches and give our overall opinions and maybe some talking points to see how we feel. Because there's a lot of these matches, man. You could really give opinions on who's in it, where it went. So I'm interested to hear Matt and Kevin, your guys' takes on a lot of this stuff.
I'll give as many nuggets as I want.
Yeah. So
you can't limit me on nuggets. No, I'm just sorry.
So I was happy to see Vitor Belfort in the crowd. Are you guys familiar with like UFC and MMA at all?
Not a big MMA guy, no.
Yeah, never. Nobody I ever have on here watches UFC.
Well,
God damn it.
I'm casual. Like my brother's really into it, so like I'll watch it with him and shit like that, and he'll kind of watch wrestling with me.
Do you ever
You know
happen
what I
to
mean?
see the highlight of like Anderson Silva front kicking some dude in the face? Like
That sounds very familiar.
well, that was Vitor Belfort.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Like he was in the crowd, so a big MMA plug there. We did kick off the show though. Private Party taking on Best Friends in the buy-in, I guess, pre-show. I didn't really get to see too much of the match. I know this was for the number one contenders for the tag team titles. The Best Friends ended up winning this. Sorry, Rob. This would have been perfect for you to be on the show.
Yes,
Listen
I know.
to Rob go off for an hour. I did see though that Private Party hit a G9 to honor Crime Time. I thought that was nice and special. I thought that was pretty cool. But
It was. The only things I really got to say about this match is I'm not sold on Private Party since after the initial tournament for the tag team titles, and I have been very adamant about the fact that I love Trent and I cannot stand Chuck Taylor. I don't like. There's something about his face I don't like. I don't like the fact that he calls himself Chuck Taylor and he doesn't wear chucks. Like I just have problems with this guy left and right.
did you
But it was
did you
it was
see
a good
that
match.
AEW launched their own custom shoes and he was flipping out that he doesn't have a shoe and his name is literally after a shoe?
Doesn't. I didn't know that. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
man.
So,
that's hilarious.
Chuck's the mouthy one, right? The one cutting all the
yeah,
logos?
he's the southern one.
The southern one, not
Yeah.
the headband one.
No, that's Trent. I like Trent. Trent's good shit.
Yeah, Trent's a good-looking dude, man. I like Chuck on the mic though. I do like. He looks like at surface like you wouldn't expect him to talk, and then he gets on that mic and he just starts spitting. But yeah, I can see that, man. To be fair, I'm just not the biggest fan of either team. I've seen a lot of Private Party on the Being the Elite series, and I ain't gonna lie, their segments are always like a stinker to me. Right now, they're in a feud with like a teddy bear. I don't know, man. It's weird.
What?
Yeah, like, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's no wonder you're not the number one contenders. You're struggling to take on a fucking teddy bear. All right.
I don't even understand how these rankings work because last I checked, Dark Order, who is stranded in Canada or wherever they're at, was number 1 and 5-0, and now all of a sudden they're completely out of the rankings. And these guys are, I don't know how the ranking systems work or if they reset it for COVID. Like, I don't
What
know.
are the rules?
Oh, Always Sunny. Is that your?
No, I actually have no idea where I have that stored from.
Oh, I thought you were making a Sunny reference. Okay, never mind.
No,
I'll
I
shut
really
up.
have no idea where that came from. The night kicked off with what was it called? The Casino Ladder Match,
Yes.
which is a combination of a Money in the Bank match and the Elimination Chamber, where the match kind of starts off with two competitors in the ring every 90 seconds. Another competitor comes in. I will say this, where WWE fudges their numbers on the Royal Rumble, AEW didn't because you had their timer on the screen the whole time. So I thought
Yes.
I was like, hey, at least there's that. I ain't gonna lie, I missed most of this match. Did see that the secret competitor was Brian Cage, which on the predictions episode, which got taken down because fucking Vince forgot to record the audio. I said it was gonna be Cage or Jeff Cobb, but I went with Cobb, man. I was pissed. I was like this close to getting it right.
That was your call?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Vince came to me on Twitter and said, hey, do you have any last minute predictions? And he took your picks and posted them on my Twitter.
Really?
What an asshole.
Yes, he did. He goes, I think it's either going to be Brian Cage or Jeff Cobb. That's
That
exactly
was
what it's
me. That was literally
Well, I can-
me bringing it up because I said there's too many
I was there.
faces in the ladder match. It's got to be a heel. Chances are the mystery competitor's a heel. That's going to be Cobb or Cage, but I went with Cobb just because he was previously on an AEW show and got a lot of hype.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fucking thief, man, stealing my idea.
I can corroborate. Kyle totally said it. I was there. I heard.
That's why
it.
he didn't record the audio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He was just fishing.
But yo, how about Taz being with him though? What's that all about?
Now, so that's going to be a feud. Well, I guess Cage can't feud with Darby Allin, but that kind of makes sense because Darby turned down Taz so many times. You'd think that he'd bring in some muscle. But I guess you would get the spot where he gorilla pressed fucking Darby, who's laid out on a ladder, threw him out the ring. I guess maybe that's the revenge for turning down Taz.
Let's just talk about Darby Allin. He comes off the top of a ladder with a skateboard and then goes through another ladder. I didn't think I'd ever see anyone make Jeff Hardy look smart. And then I saw this motherfucker jumping off a ladder with a skateboard and putting himself through another ladder.
He's a total psychopath.
He was going for Kazarian's head. He was going to kill him. Like, Kazarian was laid out guillotine style on a ladder, man. Oh, my God. Vince is in the chat trying to redeem himself, saying he also said Cage or Cop. No, you didn't. You liar.
Where's the audio, Vince? Where's the audio?
Actually, you know what? Vince's audio came through. So, Vince, you have proof. Find the soundbite. You still have a copy.
There you go.
What else, man? What else was in this? Joey Janela did a Death Valley Driver on Orange Cassidy onto a poker chip that had Brian Cage laid under it.
Yes. Well, how about Orange Cassidy's entrance? You know, that was hilarious.
He asked the commentators, like, how do I win this?
What are the rules? And then he's like standing in the center of the ring and he looks up at the poker chip and he's like,
that dude is like the most
so good
professional wrestler.
I am so mad I missed that. Like I said, I had a small storm come through Chicagoland area that knocked my satellite out. I saw Orange Cassidy start to make his entrance, and then it cut off. And I came back right at about the Death Valley Driver point.
Yeah.
Damn.
On Brian Cage. So I was so pissed.
What else did you see in there? Oh, Marco Stunt made an appearance and was able to choke slam. Who did he choke slam?
Wasn't it Brian Cage?
No.
It was
Orange Cassidy.
He
chokeslammed Orange Cassidy off a little mini ladder.
Okay,
I don't know, dude.
Because Orange Cassidy tried to choke slam Luchasaurus, and Luchasaurus was like,
no. That's right. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Shout out to Hurricane Helms, man.
Yeah.
Yes. But overall, what I saw the match, from what I caught online, it was kind of a hot mess. But sometimes I like a hot mess. You know what I mean? People aren't happy about Brian Cage, though, apparently. I don't know too much about him, but everyone that I saw was like, dude's a dingus, like on screen and off screen. Like, I don't know, man.
I'm not upset. I'm a little kind of bothered that, they brought him in. And in his first match, he's already got a number one contender
shot. Just leapfrogged the whole rankings.
Everything, yeah. That bugged me a little bit, but like I don't have a problem with him being there. I haven't watched much Impact. I know of him. I know he looks like something Scott Steiner shit out.
He totally does
too. He's like a 2020 Scott Steiner, body wise. Who would have thought, man? 2020 is the year of TNA guys, apparently.
Yeah, I guess so.
All of these guys, former Impact and TNA guys, just making splashes and waves in 2020, man. Yeah. We followed this match up with a surprisingly really good match between MJF and Jungle Boy.
I love this match, man.
Who knew MJF was could wrestle, man? The guy can go, surprisingly, and he can sell.
This is like the future of AEW too. Like commentators are saying, man. I mean, dude's 22 and 24 for fuck's sake. I'm
telling you,
you could have this.
Jungle Boy looks like he's just graduated middle school.
Yeah, no shit.
So damn young looking.
You could literally have this feud go for like a decade. You know what I'm saying? It's like I loved it, man. If they can go like this, give me more of it. Give me it all the time.
Dude, they stood off in the center of the ring and started chopping the shit at each other. Oh my god, overhand chops too. I wonder what's worse, the backhand or the overhand. Like my mind would think it's the overhand.
See, my mind would think it's the backhand.
Yeah? That's what I always thought too, honestly.
Because I feel like you get more swing with the backhand than you do the overhand.
Yeah,
maybe.
You more momentum. You can put your weight into it and shit. That's the way that I feel about it. I'm not saying I want to take an overhand chop. Don't get me wrong. I'm just.
How about MJF doing his best? Oh shit. Who is Kenny Omega's the Golden Lover? His tag team partner.
Okada.
No, not Okada. Because that was
Adam Page.
No.
Dude, I don't know. I have no idea then.
Fuck, I can't think of it. Anyways, so I lost my reference. But how about that reverse Hurricanrana on the damn apron to MJF,
Oh,
like breaking
dude.
his neck?
I literally thought he was dead, and the ref came over and talked to him, and he's laying there, eyes wide open, and he did not move a muscle. I was actually worried
Sold
about
the
him.
piss out of that, man.
Yeah,
Until
no, I
Jungle Boy-
was too.
Until Jungle Boy came over and then kind of started moving him with just his head, and then I'm like, okay, the guy's fine.
No, that was nasty. Like I thought maybe like concussion at the least. You know what I mean? Because he hit his head.
Oh, Kota
Hard.
Ibushi. Kota Ibushi, man. That's who I was thinking of. Because Kota took a... yeah, thank you, Vince. Vince and Sebastian are in the chat. They helped me out real quick. But yeah, Ibushi took like a nasty reverse Rana, and you saw his neck freaking turn like from 12 to like 6 o'clock, man. It was nasty.
Oh man, Jesus.
Yeah, that was nasty. MJF, he won with like after like trading some roll ups though, right?
Yes.
I think I missed like the exact pin. I just remember hearing them like going rolling each other up. Either way, sorry, I just got distracted by the chat. See, Sebastian's talking to us on Twitter while Vince is in the Facebook chat, so they don't realize that they're both in the chat. Yeah. But the match ended up being like I said, really good, and I thought it was star making for both of them. Like,
Oh yeah.
no one spot outside of that reverse Rana stands out to me other than just their work rate and like how stiff these two guys worked. And they're so like young looking. You didn't expect, you look at them and you just don't see like a vicious match. But at times, man, it really did get there. Like they brought.
Oh yeah. Well, even like at the beginning of the match when they were doing like some of the athletic shit, like going, like the reversals and stupid shit that they were doing at the beginning was really cool. I thought, because it felt like they were, just going like chop for chop, but like instead of like reversal for reversal. You know what I'm saying? It was it was cool.
And then you also had that nice spot where MJF was grabbing onto the ref and caused her to shake the rope to bring Jungle Boy down.
Yeah.
Is this smart, dude? Matt, in your opinion, is MJF in the TNT title picture or the world title picture?
I'm gonna say TNT.
That's where my heart's at too.
I really enjoy MJF, especially his mic work. As we saw in this match, he can wrestle. We saw more of that here. I really thought that Diamond Ring was going to be like their mid-card title, and it just ended up just being something that they did, which is fine. But have him establish himself there, especially if he takes it off Cody.
Oh my God.
Then move on.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, I want to see MJF continue to play spoiler to Cody.
Yes.
Like just like that's the one opponent Cody just cannot beat. Like I would love that story, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
My wife called me and then texted me right afterwards, like, "Oh, sorry, just saw you doing a podcast." Like you have notifications turned on. Come on. All right. Speaking of a nasty match, let's go into a nasty title. Mike Tyson came out to present the new TNT Championship. So talk about the new meme of 2020. Mike Tyson's reaction to
Everything.
Murder Hawk doing that damn choke slam to that poor stagehand.
Yo,
Dude, his
Mike
reaction was
Tyson-
so genuine. Like he had no idea that was about to happen.
Oh no.
Like he had
No.
no clue.
No, but like, I mean, I know they said it on commentary, but like, I was reading a little bit about Mike Tyson after I heard about, in relation to him with like pro wrestling and shit. He is legitimately like a fan.
Yeah.
Like legit loves pro wrestling.
So, former DX member, WWE
Well,
Hall
yeah.
of Famer.
Yeah.
Last time he was actually on wrestling was back in 2010. He showed up on Raw, and guess who he knocked out? Chris Jericho.
No idea.
That's
Oh,
right.
for real? No
Yeah,
shit.
that was the last time he was on a wrestling program.
So, unfortunately, this match, this is where I'm gonna have to put on my RN hat.
Yeah.
Oh no.
This was trash. I hated everything. I hated Archer's entrance. I hated the way that they did the finish where Arn got thrown out because the referee came in to rat on Arn Anderson.
And Mike Tyson ratted on him.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Mike Tyson. And then Mike Tyson like scaring Jake the Snake away by taking his shirt off. It had the outcome I wanted because I hate seeing Cody get into these major feuds and lose and lose and lose.
Yeah, he needs
lost
to
to
stop
Jericho.
having the whole find myself angle going on.
Yeah. So him getting the win, I was good with that. He finally got that win. I was good with that. But the way that the ending played out and just everything that went through this, like I said, from Archer's entrance to the shitty looking title to just the extra bullshit shenanigans that they put in there for no reason, it really killed the entire match for me.
Yeah, I think you could read that too. I think it was supposed to be an emotional victory. And I was going to say, dude, Cody had some crocodile tears. I didn't buy the whole him being emotional. I think he knew that the match was probably, I wouldn't say the worst match. I'd probably reserve that for Statlander and Penelope Ford, but I wouldn't put that on them because they had to throw that together last second.
Y'all haters.
But
Drinking that haterade.
Hey, look, man, I like to look on the bright side of things. There was a couple things in here, like little things here and there. For one, they named the old school that he does, the Murder Hawk moonsault.
That was incredible. That was incredible.
I do like that you're getting glimpses of like how agile the dude is. He's like 6'7", busting out moonsaults.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Kane. That's Kane doing a moonsault. You know what I mean?
Well, like, and the way that he walks across the ropes reminds me of like the Undertaker back in the day too. I mean,
and then I will say probably the highlight for me, and it's just a very, very small glimpse, but it was Cody doing the DDT in front of Jake the Snake, and then Lance Archer doing the spine buster and motioning over to Arn Anderson. I thought that was awesome. It was a nice little touch in a slog of a match. But no, Matt, you're right, man. This match was this was a palate cleanser. This was like, okay, come down from the two good matches and get us ready for the rest of the night.
You know what? I don't even blame. Like, I do think they booked way too much shit into this match, but also I didn't really realize it until tonight, and I think it's because of a recent episode of What Happened When that I listened to, where Tony was listening to JR's commentary and talking about how great he is. I'm listening to JR's commentary, and I'm not one of the people that says he doesn't have passion anymore. I think he has passion, but it doesn't come through in his voice anymore. You don't hear him get excited about anything that happened tonight at all. There's no emotion, whether it was the Moxley match or this with Cody winning. That JR call, the emotion, the passion behind it, it's just not there anymore. It was very flat.
You think it's reserved for Excalibur?
I think that's a bad call if it is.
Yeah, because Excalibur's the one who you hear shouting over the mic.
He's way excitable.
Yeah, I saw a lot of hate on Excalibur. I don't know. Like, I didn't get distracted. Like, if I can't pick up the commentary, by default, I'm cool with it. Because like I've always said over like on Raw and SmackDown, when you had King on there and then of course JBL and stuff, they would take away from the matches. I find myself being distracted by the damn commentary and not seeing what's going on in the ring, because you hear people like bickering or you hear like lame offensive jokes and shit. Wow. So to me, like, they just served as like background noise, personally speaking, like the ambience of the match. I can't tell you, like, I probably can't tell you like a single call that happened through the night unless I picked it up in my notes. But I get where you're coming from, because JR really is known for being the heart and the soul and really cranking, giving that extra notch or two to a match's intensity through his play calling. And you're right, I can't say that he's doing that right now.
It's not there at all.
Yeah. So we did see the finish of this. Lance Archer, well, after the guys get tossed out, talking about Arn and Jake the Snake, Jake tries to return with a snake, and then Mike Tyson takes his shirt off and scares him off. That's the big Mike Tyson spot of the night. What was the purpose?
To be fucking awesome and scary Mike Tyson.
No, he needs to knock someone out. All right, that's the thing. If you Mike Tyson, you knock someone out. Okay,
he's just training to come back to actually box, so let him punch someone in the face.
Yes.
He was going to eat that snake for dinner, man. That's what he was going to do.
I did like the call. Actually, I lied. I can recall a call, because they said Mike Tyson was flexing, and they said Mike Tyson's pythons were bigger than the one Jake was carrying.
Yeah, that's right.
So I do remember that call, actually. Lance Archer goes for the second blackout of the night, because actually he hit a blackout within like 3 seconds of the match.
Oh, yeah, as soon as it started.
Yeah, he goes for a second one, and Cody reverses it, nails 2 crossroads, and then that puts that gets the win for Cody. And Mike hands over the new title, Everybody groans. It's super lackluster, but hey, I'm optimistic for the future. You know, you can't kill it every time. Plain and
My
simple.
favorite part of this was as Mike's handing the belt over, someone took a picture and went on Twitter and asked whose tattoo was worse, Mike's face tattoo or Cody's neck tattoo.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, that's
God
fair.
damn it,
That's a
man.
fair question.
And immediately at the bottom, it's like, it's still Cody.
Also fair.
Yeah. We saw, what was it? Backstage, Mike Sampson, I think is AEW's official doctor, says Britt's injury is really bad, but the patient is worse. Says she's high maintenance. I don't know. They're selling the story. Really what this served is to tie you over till Dynamite when she will announce how injured she is and what the timetable is for her return. They did give like the anatomy of what's injured and what type of injury she has. I couldn't type fast enough. It sounded legitimate, but
All that was cool. Seeing the X-ray
Yeah.
and them highlighting it and using that was cool. It was after that when he got into the high maintenance and Britt Baker's a role model and
story. Yeah, no. You're a doctor.
I was done.
Don't play middle ground. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would have liked to have rather just felt shoot, make it feel real. Oh, I can't announce it because she wants to reserve that. She's going to announce it. My lips are sealed. I signed a do not disclose or whatever.
NDA, yeah.
NDA, thank you. Non-disclosure, thank you. That doctor was ass as RN. RN, you're awake? What the fuck? Supposed to be on the show.
What doctor was ass?
Doctor was ass, man. This is doo-doo butter. Penelope Ford versus Statlander. Slog. Okay, sorry, man. However, I will say, once again, Vitor Belfort getting booped on the nose. I liked that. But
yeah, but like you were saying, I mean, this match was thrown together like so freaking last minute. Like, you can't really fault them too much for this one. It was what it
I
was.
can.
Well, then you're a fucking hater.
Well, no, and I'll tell you why I can. Because I think it was last week on Dynamite. They had that fatal four-way. And I went and everyone was... I watched Dynamite after NXT. I watch it after.
okay.
So
Okay.
I watched NXT first. So I'm seeing everyone talk about how they had this great fatal four-way. And I watched it, and it wasn't great. I did not enjoy it at all. And the biggest problems to me were Britt Baker and Penelope Ford. They really trashed that match. And in this match, my issue was Penelope Ford. She's not good in ring. I think if you had given Statlander someone else like Big Swole, she would have had a better match. I know why we went with Penelope Ford, but I don't even think if Britt was in this match would have been good because I don't like Britt in ring. Like the dentist heel character that she's doing has gotten over with me. That's
Wonderful.
great character work.
Yeah.
In ring, trash. Can't stand her.
Yeah. Chat says Penelope is a diva from 2002. Oh, that's rough.
Basically,
Oh,
She's got a couple moves. But, having a
wife
couple
equated
moves
her
in
to
your
Lana.
arsenal and stringing a whole match together are two different things.
yeah, my wife equated her to Lana.
Oh, God. Please don't make that compare. I don't... Oh, that's rough.
she's not that bad. Jesus.
Yeah, the ending saw Statlander reverse a cutter into a blue thunder bomb and then hit her Big Bang Theory, which is essentially a tombstone for the win.
That's actually a cool move. I
Yeah,
dig
it
that.
is. Actually. It's
Yeah, I like it a lot.
But
I also
yeah.
like the spot where she tried to boop the ref on the nose in the beginning, and the ref wasn't having it.
Yeah.
Hell no, you can't be doing that. All right, and then here we go. This is where the WWE stands come out and start attacking AEW stands. Which, hey, look, I lay on either side of the fence. I like both of them, but I will say this match is probably the most divisive of the whole night. It's the Shawn Spears segment / match. This was fucking weird. All right.
Yeah, it was very strange.
I was convinced I saw fucking dingus. Like, I'm not going to lie. I was like, oh, that's a wrap for AEW. They got penis on their pay-per-view. Like, that's it. Pack it up. Pack it up, folks.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus. I thought that was fucking it, man. But Shawn Spears comes out in his suit. Obviously not dressed to wrestle. He believes Dustin's not going to show up. Fake us out with the music. He and then has Audrey ring the bell, start the count out. Music hits again. Sean's like thinking production screwing up. Brandy comes out, and then Dustin jumps him from behind, and then proceeds to beat Spears out of his clothes with the Spears down to his dress pants. He rips the pants off of him down to his boxers and socks with garters, which was the first thing I noticed. But the camera's not right up on Spears at this moment. He's getting tossed around the ring, and there's an obvious fleshy spot right over the crotch, man. Stands out like a sore thumb. And I was like, that's fucking it, bro. I was like, oh my God, how do I defend this?
As the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub, I support this whole thing. I was good with it. Even when I saw it was Tully's face, I was good with it.
Yeah,
100%.
Me too,
I'm a
man.
huge.
I'm all about having some fun and getting some laughs. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And this is what it was for. It was for some laughs because they knew we were about to have a very serious title match following it. That's how I kind of picture this when you're pacing out the show. Dustin starts like spanking Spears, has his ass out. Like, dude, they were taking a risk having him bounce around in those fucking boxers. I'm telling you. But ultimately, Dustin hits, I think it's called the Final Reckoning, for the win. And this whole comedy thing is over with. But, yeah, I thought I saw some dingus. Like, I was like, God damn it. I was like...
I'm going to give them credit.
Yeah.
They are throwing everything at the wall with Sean Spears and just trying to make something stick. They're giving this guy every chance in the world to get over and do some shit. And I'm for it. I love Dustin. I actually, like 3 or 4 years, probably about 3 years ago, we had an episode of our podcast that I lost the audio to that never got posted, where Dustin was kind of having his resurgence and he was putting on really good matches. And I was talking about how I wouldn't mind seeing Dustin as WWE champion at that point, as Goldust. Like, I love his in-ring work. I'm one of the few people that really enjoys Brandy on my screen. I get excited every time I see her.
As a face. Ditch the heel shit.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
With that.
No,
sure.
I'm with you, man. The Dustin is an inspiration seeing a dude that can move like that at his age and his body size too. You got to remember, Dustin's a big boy. He's got to be like 6'5", and to move like he does, it's a wonder how his knees are still there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
He's a top-heavy guy. You know, he's long and lanky. And yeah, the fact that he can still go and his knees, it doesn't look like it hurts to walk. It's amazing, in my opinion. No, I have the utmost respect for Dustin. And one of my favorite matches of all time is, of course, that Cody and Dustin match that they had.
Mm-hmm.
That shit.
Instant classic.
Yeah.
Instant classic, that match.
Another instant classic. Well, before we get to the title match, we did get the tribute for Hana Kimura, unfortunately a 22-year-old wrestler who took her own life due to online bullying. We got to remember, guys, we have to remember that, like, it's not trolling. There are people behind the screens, man, and you never know who you're really getting to. And this is just one of those unfortunate things. I think if I piece together the story right, she appeared on a reality show and had a major backlash. And then the internet just tore her apart. And unfortunately, she couldn't put up with it, man. It's a real eye-opener. And definitely
sad.
It's really topping off one of the hardest weeks in the wrestling industry.
Sad week.
Man.
Yeah.
But I will say AEW, they handled it very tastefully. They raised some awareness, and I got even more respect for them doing that. And of course, man, just be cool to each other. That's really all we got to take away from this. Just try to be cool with each other in person and online, man. That's all we can do.
You never know what someone else is dealing with or what they have going on behind that screen. You know, whether it's mental health issues or family issues or whatever else. You never know what buttons you're pushing or the things you're saying. And there's some hateful motherfuckers out there on Twitter. Like, I've seen you, I've blocked you. I don't know who raised you or who hurt you or what the hell's wrong with you, but there's some really mean people out there for no reason. So yeah, please, as Kyle said, be kind to one another. Go out, have fun. You can joke around with people that you're comfortable with, this and that. That's one thing, but attacking someone and ganging up on someone, it's not necessary.
No, you have
No,
to remember-
I agree. I agree.
and we're all
But
morally
the-
complex creatures too.
I agree,
That's
but-
the one thing about society, man, is you take somebody who may have done something like heinous or done something wrong, and then you toss out the idea that, you know, there's good and bad in everybody. Plain and
Well,
simple.
yeah.
We're all morally complex people. No one is going to be entirely good or entirely bad. We have ups and downs. That's the thing about human life, man, is we go through it, and hopefully we learn from our issues and we come out the other end better than the way we went in, you know, and we do that together. We do it together. That's all it is.
Get off
Sorry,
that goddamn soapbox. No, it's all right. I was gonna crack a fucking stupid joke, so as I am wont to do. So, no, you're allowed. You should be nice to everybody, except for when people say that NXT is better than AEW. Then you're allowed to ridicule the shit out of. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, absolutely. When people speak facts, you got to give them a hard time.
Oh, shit. Well, anyway, some more facts. Was this Sheeta versus Nyla Rose match was awesome. Holy
Yes.
cow. A match I did not anticipate to be as good as it was.
Right.
For one, kudos to Sheeta coming out in her Final Fantasy cosplay. Playing
Oh,
as Tifa. Yes.
Thank you. That's what made me love that chick too, man. Is I saw her like somewhere doing that cosplay, like right after the Final Fantasy VII remake came out of Tifa, and it was spot on. I mean, this one was a little different because it was like the red instead of the white, you know, like with her top and shit. But like, fucking awesome.
Nah, it was dope, man.
It was so
Seriously
good.
dope. I honestly, even though in predictions I picked Sheeta, this one I had like almost no hope for her winning. I was thinking Nyla Rose had just got that belt. She's a monster, you know what I mean? I think this is her first defense. You know what I'm saying? I want to say that it is.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
If not, it could only be her second. But
Yeah.
no, this it was a no DQ match. So you had that kendo stick coming into play. Sheeta was tossed through a damn poker table. These girls tore each other apart, man.
Oh, for sure.
And then, but it really started to turn for Sheeta after what'd she do? She hit that the damn Falcon arrow off the top rope.
That was insane.
Yes, she hit a running.
Oh my god.
Sorry, she hit that running knee. Couldn't put Nyla away, so she broke that fucking kendo stick over her head and hit that running knee again and put her away. That was probably the loudest happy pop I got out of the night. Like excited, like I can't believe you won. I freaking cheered for Sheeta when that shit happened.
Oh, me
man.
too.
That was dope, man. Are you sold on Sheeta, Matt?
I am. I am. The Tifa thing really helped.
Nice.
Big time. My favorite part of this though was when she went and got the kendo stick, and I'm 99% sure it was Sunny Kiss and Big Swole chanting "Whoop that trick" as she was hitting
Yeah,
Nyla Rose.
I heard that
I
too.
fucking loved
I didn't
that.
pick up on that.
Oh, it was great. They're just whoop that trick, whoop that trick. And
Yeah.
she's beating Nyla Rose with the kendo stick. I fucking loved it. But no,
That was-
Sheeta's great. I like and appreciate the fact that they let her talk, let her do her thing, and they don't do like the WWE thing where it's like, well, you don't speak good English, so just speak Japanese. Like they let her work her words out, and she does. She does speak good English. She has an accent, but she's understandable and everything. I like that they just let her be her, say what she's got to say. The character's fantastic. Like I said, the Tifa thing. If my wife wasn't here, we might be having a different conversation right now, but she was watching the show with me, so hands above the pants.
Jesus.
You
Hey, I already called dibs, man. No, I'm just.
Yeah, like everybody on the show's group chat was like, "Yeah, I got dibs on Sheeta." I was like, "Oh my god, man." No, she strikes me as like pretty much like the female John Cena, just like the most clean cut, baby face looking person, maybe on the entire damn roster.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, man. But no,
I'd have to see John Cena cosplayed as Tifa first before I can.
Yeah, no, very true. Of course, our show's encyclopedia, Mr. Sebastian's correcting me over here in the chat, says Nyla had a defense against Statlander at Revolution. Like, my bad, bro.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right. He's right though.
Yeah, it's my bad.
Thank you, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, what'd y'all think of the Moxley and Brody Lee match?
Brutal.
It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, honestly. Like I was expecting as much as I hate to say it, I was expecting kind of a Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper match. Like, it'll be good, it'll be solid, but nothing special. I did not expect them to go all out like this. Someone I was talking to on Twitter said that this is what the Jake Hager match should have been against John Moxley.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, they just went from like one set piece to another, and I know Sebastian. This is where he kind of got critical because I don't think this was officially like a no DQ or hardcore match.
No, not at all. But commentary kept selling it though, was saying, you know, that like the referees are letting them get away with a lot because they don't want the match to be, you know, decided by a disqualification or a count out.
There's letting them get away with a lot, and there's just like not refereeing a match. Like,
yeah. No, I will give that. If this was supposed to be a straight up match, there's a lack of continuity here. But if you just avoid that, this match was fucking great. They, like I said, they moved from like one set piece to another. Mox was suplexed through one of those steel barricades. He back body dropped Brody Lee through the ring, the bell table or whatever. And Brody Lee has the best 1,000-yard stare in the game.
Oh my god, creepy as fuck.
Yeah. Mox got suplexed through those cards, which, by the way, we need to take that Ace of Spades, I think it was, or Ace of Clubs, where it was Brody Lee and Mox, and that needs to be a T-shirt. Like,
yes.
Not just that. I don't see why, especially because of Double or Nothing, they're not selling AEW poker sets with those cards.
No shit.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, coin it. And then, of course, the biggest set piece was Mox Paradigm Shift. Lee off the stage through the damn set.
Ramp.
Mox appeared first. I was expecting Brody Lee to crawl under the ring and emerge on the other side. That's kind of where my head was at. My wife's in the chat. She says the beard game's strong on this show.
Yes, it is.
But no, Brody Lee emerges from the hole. He's busted open. Mox hits the paradigm shift. He kicked out at 1. And then Mox just went batshit. And this is what I've always said. You hit your finisher and they kick out. You don't take a breath. You just beat them the fuck down. And that's what Mox did. He hit another paradigm shift. Brody Lee kicked out again. And then he put him, and I love that commentary added a little bit of realism here. Because he put him they did some legitimate MMA calls. He put him initially in a bulldog choke and transitioned it to a rear naked with a single hook. And commentary called it right down the line how you would have actually seen it, say, in like UFC. And when Mox was squeezing him, I was like, that's legitimate. And sure enough, Brody Lee just went out cold, went to sleep, man.
Which is a great finish because now Brody, he didn't get pinned. It's kind of like Austin against Brett. He didn't tap out, he passed out. You have that to come back to is I passed out. I didn't give up. I didn't quit. You didn't pin me.
Just got put to sleep, man. And it was and such a perfect raw finish for Mox's character too. Supposed to be this gritty, badass fighter. I mean, look, man, when you're putting people to sleep with chokes, you look pretty badass. That's what it comes down to.
I like how commentary was selling that too. They were like, well, he paradigm shifted him like 10 times and he kept kicking out. Gotta put him to sleep. And I was like, yeah, no shit, That
was hella good, man.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna buy any of those AEW action figures?
I mean, maybe.
I'm curious as to the part to where they said you can build your own. Like,
I was wondering.
Yeah, what the fuck is that all about?
Do I get to build myself as an action figure?
Wrestler, like
a mutant wrestler.
Before we step away from that Moxley match, to borrow something from some friends of mine, the Get Show podcast boys. Yeah. I just have to say, Get Show on fucking the Dark Order member that came out without his mask on. Like, put your mask back on, jobber. Who the fuck are you?
Jeez.
Why are you out here without a mask on? Your job is to stand there with a mask on and make Brody look like he has friends. Like, put the fucking thing back on. Nobody needs to see your face.
Oh yeah, one of the creepers that was out there with Lee.
I honestly didn't even notice that.
Yeah, he came around. He's holding the mask. He's got his ponytail. It's one of those tag team that they first recruited. One of those guys, whoever the fuck they were. Yeah, he's just standing there holding his mask. I'm like, no, if 10's got a mask on, you need to put your mask on because you're not 10.
What the hell makes you so special?
Yeah.
Brody Lee's going to destroy him next week on Dynamite. That's what happened.
He's a sacrifice.
I guess breaking Sebastian, who's always got his fingers on the pulse of the wrestling world, says Cage versus Mox officially set for Fyter Fest. Okay.
So when's that? Like July? That's when it was last year.
Yeah.
Like July-ish, I think.
All right, we'll see. Once again, I'm going to go into a match not expecting much, but who knows? Maybe they'll deliver. Or maybe we'll get Mox versus Hager again. Who knows? Okay, so Stadium Stampede. I don't even know where to start on this shit.
Start with the entrances, because let me just say the fact that they had the Carolina Panthers the Jacksonville Jaguars cheerleaders out there.
Along with the drum line.
Yeah, like
that was badass.
It was an NFL entrance, is what it was. You had the smoke
exactly
show
what it
going.
was.
Inner Circle was coming out in football gear, and they were announcing them by their numbers.
Yeah.
This match was comedy wrestling done right. Let's put it like plainly.
But this is where JR also caught me, because he started going into the significance of everyone's numbers and like how Sammy Guevara was born in 93, which is why he's 93, and Jericho this, and then
someone was Dick Buttkiss's number.
Then he just stops, and Tony's like, and Jake Hager played for the Sooners, and it's like, if anyone knows anything about the Sooners, it's JR.
Yeah.
And what number Jake Hager played, and like he completely dropped it there and just like stopped talking about just completely dropped the subject and went quiet. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I didn't even pick up on it because I was too literally starstruck by the presentation. I was like,
it was really good. It was
what the
really
hell
good.
are they doing, man? They did the whole Avengers like Civil War intro where they started on either side of the field. The ref blew the whistle, and then they all charged at each other with weapons.
Well, it felt like a football kickoff kind of too.
Yeah,
you know what
like
I'm saying?
A combination of the two. But,
yeah.
Oh,
it was awesome.
Hangman was missing initially, but we learned early on the reason was he had to make a grand entrance on the fucking horse.
That was so good.
Backstage.
Because he is the best thing AEW has going, and I will maintain that he is my favorite thing about AEW.
To go from Ring of Honor jobber to like mainstream star, WWE threw the Brinks truck at him, to try and pick his ass up, man. Mm-hmm. Kudos to him, man, sticking to his guns. Dude, I don't even know where to begin. Like this is a match that you just. So I guess the way you could say is there was a million referees, which was perfect because they were the ones organizing, like, okay, you guys, it's time for this segment. It's time for this segment. Some highlights were definitely Matt Hardy getting tossed into the damn pool and being reincarnated as the vintage Matt Hardy, and then version 1. They had the Matt Facts on the damn screen, and
that was
Ortiz
awesome.
and Santana could see the Matt Facts.
Yeah,
we're reading them. Oh my
god, that was awesome.
I was crying.
V1 Matt Hardy returning, and the matter of fact, the way that was my favorite part of it. Now, I can't tell the difference between Broken Matt Hardy and Damascus, so I don't know which one is which. But having even under the water, him doing the vintage Matt Hardy.
Yeah, that was so awesome.
Finger guns under the water as they're drowning him.
I didn't like the Money in the Bank because I thought they were going to take it seriously. I knew they weren't going to take this seriously, so I was able to just sit back and enjoy it for what it was. And everything about this is, like you said, you really turned a corner once you got to the Lake of Reincarnation pool.
Yeah.
And
that was so good.
Everything after that was popping, from Adam Page just getting off the horse and going to the bar and saying like fuck this because he couldn't find Sammy, like he's chasing Sammy around. Like that
led to a really good set piece as well.
Oh yeah, with him and Hager.
Yeah, before that happened, I did notice one thing. Pride and Powerful, they powerbombed Kenny through the steel grate, and Ortiz almost literally died because they were standing on those tall tables that aren't screwed down, and Ortiz's table like tipped. And if you look, that steel grate has that leg sticking straight up. He easily could have came down rib first. Like, I noticed it the moment it
I
happened.
didn't-
Like, dude, had his balance been a little bit off, it could have been nasty for him.
Well, it's that Tiger style.
The Tiger style, they got the balance.
Dude, I cannot stand Ortiz. Like,
I
he's the
fucking
only one
love
of the
love
inner
it.
circle I cannot stand.
Really?
And there are like 3 people on the elite I don't like. So
He sells his the back rake better than anybody else, man. Like
I'm not even gonna get into
he
that.
does the back rake. Like, that's one of his signature moves.
I
man.
love everyone in the inner circle except for Ortiz. The
Ortiz,
Tiger style, like
oh,
it's
man.
just too. It's too over the top for me. It's
Oh, I
just
love
it's
it,
out
dude.
of the pocket of what I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. That's what wrestling's all about for me, man. It's just being as over the top as you possibly fucking can be. So that's what I love about that shit, you know?
Yeah. But going back to Hager at the bar, and then, Paige just sitting at the bar. They pan in there, and he's drinking. And I loved that Hager sat down, and you just like had that badass moment between the guys. They share a drink of whiskey, and
Yeah.
then just start beating the piss out of each other. That was great. Kenny Omega coming in there to help turn the odds against Hager, and then they have a drink where Kenny drinks milk, but when they go
Yeah.
cheers, his milk lands in Paige's whiskey. That was disgusting.
So, with this whole thing, first off, I literally cringed when Hager slammed Adam Page onto that pool table.
Yeah.
That looked like it hurt. But
Yeah.
that buckshot lariat that they set up, it's if you guys listen to Smackin' Around podcast, I know it's not a popular opinion, but it's very well known that I don't give 2 shits about Kenny Omega, and I can't wait for Adam Page to punch him in the face and break up this tag team. It is what it is. I'm all Adam Page. I can't stand Kenny Omega. I'm against the whole pointing and the facials, and it just drives me insane. But I told my wife, I saw it coming. I'm like, babe, you need to watch this. And they did that buckshot lariat where Kenny set it up, and she goes, so what? He clotheslined a guy over a bar. I'm like, are you kidding me? That was friggin' he did a flip over another man and then
Yeah.
him over a bar. This is amazing. How are you not enjoying this?
Yeah.
No,
I popped for that. I yelled like at the top of my fucking lungs
Yeah.
when that shit happened.
You got back. Well, you had Matt Jackson do the Northern Light suplexes for the length of the football.
That was so funny.
Oh,
I was like, okay, he's gonna get to the 5-yard line, and then when they pan away and pan back to him, and he's like close to the 50, I was like, oh, dude, he's doing the whole field.
Yeah. That was so good. And then he does the fucking touchdown celebration, and
Excessive
he
they
gets
throw
a
a flag.
Yeah, and then he gets a
fucking threw a
flag for
penalty.
it. That was so good.
Jesus Christ. Chris Jericho went for a pin, I think, on Matt Jackson, and then when
Yeah.
Aubrey counted the 2 count, he threw out a challenge flag, and they had to go into the review booth.
it was Nick because Matt was the one doing the Northern Lights.
that's right.
Oh yeah,
So he
you're
had
right,
Nick,
you're right.
and this is also when Jericho went and put like for whatever reason the cone on his head.
Yeah.
And got kicked, and then the fucking mascot came in, and Jericho hit the Judas effect on the mascot. Like,
Yeah, that was funny.
The only thing that would have been better was I was waiting for the commentary table to, during the replay, break it down frame by frame and start drawing on the screen, showing the moment he kicked
That
out.
would have been
that
good.
would have been
I was
perfect.
waiting for that to happen, man. That would have been perfect. And then, of course, the match ends with Sammy Guevara waking up in Groundhog's Day.
I know.
Waking up to a damn sprinklers in the face, and then we get a return of the golf cart, which was just a bit of cinematic freaking perfection. Oh, it was so good.
Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega could not look more fucking insane.
Dude, you gotta
They
love
were
that.
driving that thing towards him, man. Like I was like, they want to murder him. Like they, you know.
I will say that both factions have insane chemistry amongst everybody in the factions. Like, just all 10 of those guys work together so well in mixing and matching them. You know what I mean? Even outside the tag teams. But yeah, ultimately, Sammy Guevara is unfortunately the last man standing because Ortiz was left duct taped to a wheelchair. Santana was left in an icebox. Hager was laid out in the bar. Jericho was beat up. I can't remember. Oh, he got put through the table when Matt Jackson freaking ran the stadium and jumped off the damn stadium through the table.
That's right.
Yeah, so ultimately, yeah, Sammy Guevara was the last man standing against the entire Elite. The complete opposite of actually how I thought it was going down. I thought the Elite were going to lose due to them being divided, but they actually stood united. And then, yeah, Guevara took the world record for the largest one-winged angel. I can't, 20 feet, 25 feet, like through a damn set, like.
Too many feet, man.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
fucking nasty.
It was terrifying.
Like,
It was
yeah.
terrifying.
I mean, it was awesome, but
Yeah,
like,
man.
Jesus Christ.
But
Like-
yeah, Elite picked up the win, man. And by the end of it, like I couldn't stop smiling. My sides hurt. I was laughing so much from the damn match. Shit was just fucking perfection, man. And I think you think this secures it. Double or Nothing's the WrestleMania for AEW, the big pay per view of the year. Like it's gotta be by this point.
Yeah, as someone who lives in Chicago, I'd love to say it's all out, but I don't think I can disagree with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would tend to agree. All Out is more like a SummerSlam kind of a feeling to me, you know. If I
Yeah.
was going to compare it to WWE, that is, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's really the best frame of reference you have for big stuff like this. I mean, we could
Yeah.
compare it to WCW and say that this is their Starcade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what a year though, because this marked the 1 year anniversary for AEW's first show, because Double or Nothing was their first official pay per view,
Yep.
and one of the cool things was at the first Double or Nothing, Moxley debuted to like insane reaction from the crowd. Fast forward
Holy
a year
shit.
later, he walked out a Double or Nothing champion. So what a
Yep.
year he's had. No man, it was awesome. It was a
Yeah.
great pay per view, man. If you had to go back and watch a match, I mean, I think the Stadium Stampede. I think you got to. You have to.
In
experience that.
retrospect, the only little thing that I'm going to pick apart on that is I kind of still wish that Adam Page would have bailed on everyone and not done the Gatorade celebration at the end.
That's right. They did do the Gatorade
Yeah.
celebration.
Yeah.
I really kind of wish Adam Page would have just been like, fuck you guys, and left, got his horse, and took off.
He was probably drunk.
Yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I mean? He could have been drunk.
He was probably drunk.
We're going to blame it on the whiskey and milk. It fucked them all up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It messed him up, man.
Bad
He was
combination.
He was a happy drunk tonight. Because he did come out, looked like he was going to puke whenever he was pushing that line maker for the field, and he just like walked it over Jericho. Like the whole time he looked bewildered, like he was going to throw up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh my God. You know, there's way too many fucking spots in that match. That was
Yeah.
good.
No, it was.
But
it was nuts.
but yeah. So what a night, man. What a night. Now I can't wait
Yeah.
to see Dynamite, see the fallout from this, see the new feuds.
Yep.
But yeah, it was exhausting in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think actually, to be fair, I think the slog in the middle of the show really helped gear up the last half of it too. I don't know.
Yeah.
You got to.
I would agree with you because it was like really heavy at the beginning, you know, really good at the beginning, and then obviously like really good at the end. And the middle was, you know,
You got to.
I mean, aside from like the women's championship match, like the rest of those matches were a lot slower, and you know, just not as good as the rest of the show, frankly. You know, like it was. But yeah, I mean, like for me, I really like the casino ladder match and the MJF Jungle Boy match, the match I didn't know that I fucking needed,
Yep.
but like, you know,
And Mox and Brody Lee over delivered. Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
hang on that. Matt.
absolutely.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Kev.
No, you're good. I was giving the old Texas size 10-4, buddy. So you're good.
Matt, tell them where we can find you, man.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Matt Ritter. That is at MattRidder. And there you guys will find the link tree for all of our podcast information. Linktree / Smack and Raw will get you the audio, and Linktree / Creation World will get you the video. And of course, as we always love to say, we are the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub. So go find Creation World on Pornhub and check us out there. We're on YouTube too, but I prefer the Pornhub.
Yeah, dude, I want to actually guest on your guys' show so I can walk around saying I debuted on Pornhub finally. You
I'm
know?
good with that.
Just to say I
So,
did.
funny little story here, real quick for you. At the very beginning of our intro, the person that says, I tell all my friends to smack it raw, that's my mother-in-law.
Holy
we went
shit.
So when we went on Pornhub, my wife told my mother-in-law that I put her on Pornhub, and that was a whole thing.
Holy shit.
Oh,
could be a
man.
fly on the wall for that conversation. Jesus Christ, man.
She was actually really cool about it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
man.
funny, though.
Really good.
Jesus Christ.
Well, anyways, that's a show, guys. Thank you once again for joining us. And we always look forward to seeing you guys on the next show. But, of course, until then, you guys have a good one.
Deuces.